Shalom, Israel. It's your brother Tavon with Believers of the Way, Baltimore, coming at you with another lesson. And today is going to be a lesson on John 3:16, a breakdown on John 3:16. You know, Israel, a lot of our people stumble, with John 3:16. Lord willing, I'll be able to help edify you brothers and sisters today, so it'll be clear and concise and hopefully no confusion after this. So first and foremost, I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to our Heavenly Abba, Yahweh, through his son, Yahushua HaMashiach. And I pray that everyone's having a blessed day, Israel. And let's jump right into the lesson. We're gonna let's go to First Thessalonians 5:21. First and foremost, Israel. This is the book of First Thessalonians, chapter 5, and we're gonna start at verse 21. And it reads, "Prove all things and hold fast that which is good." So everything that I'm going to be reading today, the breakdown of John 3:16, Israel, is going to all come directly from the Bible. It's going to be none of my own words. It's going to be from the Bible. I mean, I may chime in every now and then and stop every now and then to do a little breakdown if need be, but other than that, we're just going to go right through it. And let's get started. We're going to start in the book of John, St. John, chapter 3, and we're going to start at verse 16 to verse 17. And it reads, "For the Most High so loved the world, that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. For the Most High sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved." So, Israel, it's gonna be three parts to this today. We're gonna find out who the covenant keepers are. You know, who are the nation that John 3:16 is referring to. We're gonna follow which was gonna lead us into who is that world that is referring to, and then who's the whosoever. And before we can do that, we have to always read in context. We have to, Israel. So with that being said, let's start at the beginning. Let's find out who was having this conversation. We're going to start at John chapter 3 and verse 1 to 4. And it reads, "There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. The same came to Yahushua by night and said unto him, Rabbi, we know that thou art a teacher come from the Most High, for no man can do these miracles that you do, except the Most High be with him." Verse 3, "And Yahushua answered and said unto him, Surely, surely, I say unto thee, except a man be born again, he cannot see the kingdom of the Most High." Verse 4, "Nicodemus saith unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born?" And let's jump to verse 10, Israel. Let's go to verse 10. "And Yahushua answered and said unto him, Are you a master of Israel, and knowest not these things?" So that's a conversation clearly between two Jews, our Lord and Savior, Yahushua HaMashiach, Yahweh Shai, or some call him Jesus, and Nicodemus, a Pharisee who's the ruler of the Jews. That's context. That's two people having a conversation about who the world pertains to. And there's different forms of world. Like we have Disney, like you could say we have Disney World, we have the world of sports, we have the world of fashion, we have the world, the athletic world. We have many different worlds that we discuss in our day-to-day life, Israel, and we don't get those confused with saying, well, that conversation pertains to everybody and everything in the world. And we're going to prove that right now. Starting with, we're going to go to the book of Deuteronomy and start at chapter 7 and verse 6 through 9. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, starting at verse 6, and we're going to read all the way down to 9. We're going to find out who those covenant keepers are of the world that the Lord and Nicodemus was talking about in the world. And it reads, verse 6, "For you are a holy people unto the Lord your God. The Lord your God hath chosen you to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth." That's a possessive. All people upon the face of the earth, and to himself. Verse 7, "The Lord did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people, for ye were the fewest of all people." Verse 8, "But because the Lord loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he has sworn unto your fathers, hath the Lord brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen, from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Verse 9. Know therefore that the Lord your God, he is God, the faithful God, which keepeth covenant and mercy with them that love him and keep his commandments to 1,000 generations. So we see right there, this is for the nation and the 12 tribes of Israel. It didn't say any other tribes. It didn't say any other nations. That's clear. That's concise. If you see anything else there, prove it. From there, we're going to go to Exodus 19. We're going to go to the book of Exodus, chapter 19, verse 5 through 6, Israel. Exodus 19, verse 5 through 6. Lord willing, y'all are edified. You know, y'all being edified, and it'll be no confusion after this. And I pray everybody's having a good day, Israel. And this is the book of Exodus, chapter 19, verse 5 through 6. Verse 5. Now therefore, if ye will obey my voice indeed, and keep my covenant, then ye shall be a peculiar treasure unto me above all people. That's that all, above all people again. For all the earth is mine. Verse 6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and a holy nation. These are the words which you shall speak unto the children of Israel. Not the children of the Asians, not the children of the white man, not the children of any other nation, but the children of Israel. And from there, excuse me, we're going to go to the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 31 through 34, Israel. The book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 31 through 34. Excuse me. Okay. And it reads, this is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 31 through verse 34, Israel. 31. Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah. The northern kingdom, the 10 tribes, and the southern kingdom, which is, excuse me, Judah, Levi, and our little brother Benji. Verse 32. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which thy covenant thy break, although I was a husband unto them, saith the Lord. Verse 33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel. After those days, saith the Lord, I will put my law in their inward parts, and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people. Verse 34. And they shall teach no more every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for they shall all know me, from the least of them unto the greatest of them, saith the Lord. And I will forgive their iniquity, and I will remember their sin no more. Not the sin of the whole world, not the sin of everybody, the sin of Israel, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. That's plain upon table. There is no confusion there. And the last one for who are the covenant keepers and who were the commandments and the covenants given to, we're going to go to the mighty book of Hebrews, chapter 8, verse 8 through 10. The book of Hebrews, chapter 8, and verse 8 through 10. Lord willing, y'all there. And it reads, For finding fault with them, he said, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and the house of Judah. Same thing we just read. Verse 9. Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord. Verse 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. And verse 11. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. That's plain upon table, Israel. I didn't use my own words. I didn't speak any foreign words or any other words. It's for the house of Israel. This is who John 3:16 is referring to. All throughout the Bible, this is our history book, the history book of Israel. This is who this is referring to, not the entire world. So the next part that we're going to go to, Israel, is going to be, we're going to prove who's that world. Who is the world? And with that, and proving that, we're going to go through to the book of Matthew, chapter 15, and verse 24. We're going to start at verse 24. Matthew 15, chapter 24. Matthew chapter 15 and verse 24, Israel. Excuse me. I gotta work on this Bible, boy. All right. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 15 and verse 24. And it reads, "But he answered and said, I am not sent, but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel." No other nations, the house of Israel. And from there, Israel, we want to go to the book of John, chapter 18 and verse 20. John 18 and 20. John 18 and 20, Israel. This is the book of John, chapter 18 and verse 20. Yahshua answered him, I spake openly to the world. This is who this world is, Israel. Listen. I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogue and in the temple, where the Jews always resort. And in secret have I said nothing. That's that world, Israel. And to furthermore prove who the world is, we're going to go to the book of Isaiah 45 and 17. Isaiah 45 and verse 17, Israel. Lord willing, y'all being edified, and it's clear and concise and to the point. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 45 and verse 17. And it reads, But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed, nor confounded, world without end. Israel is that world without end. And one more for who the world is. Let's go back to, we're going between the Old Testament and the New Testament. For any Old Testament brothers and sisters and any New Testament brothers and sisters, I'm reading directly from the Bible. You know, some brothers and sisters in Israel that's all Old Testament, and I've met brothers and sisters who say they're all New Testament. So let's go to the book of Amos. We read from the Old and the New. This is the book of Amos, chapter 3. We're going to start at chapter 3 and verse 1 through 2. This is still who that world is, playing upon tables. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, verse 2, You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for your iniquities. He didn't say he was going to punish any other nation, any other tribes of any other nations. The 12 tribes of Israel is who the Lord just said that he was going to punish. Plain upon tables. And from there, let's go to 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 33, Israel. 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and 33. Forget that siren in the back. This is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 14 and verse 33. And it reads, For the Most High is not the author of confusion, but of peace, as in all churches of the saints. I'm reading directly from the Bible. I haven't pulled out my Apocrypha, which is Bible. I've only read from the King James Version Bible. I haven't went to anywhere else. I haven't used my own words. This is clear, and this is clear that the Most High is not the author of confusion, Israel. So, with that being said, we're going to our third and final breakdown of John 3:16. And you could say through 17, because I did read all the way to 17. And, excuse me, this is going to cover the whosoever part of John 3:16 to 17, Israel. Prayerfully, Lord willing, y'all being edified and it's clear. And we're gonna start at the book of John, chapter 3, and we're gonna read verse 14 and 15 this time. The book of John. Oh, excuse me. Book of John, chapter 3, and verse 14 and verse 15 is what we're gonna read, Israel. And this is gonna cover the whosoever. And Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness. Verse 14, excuse me. And Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness. Even so must the Son of Man be lifted up. Now that's a breakdown as well. You know, the Lord comparing the serpent in the wilderness to himself when he had to be lifted up on the cross. In verse 15, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have eternal life. Verse 16, for the Most High so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. Verse 17, for the Most High sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. And Israel is that world. I've just proved it in the chapters before. You can go back on your own time and take your time, Israel. Slow it down and read it yourself. Read them for yourself. You know, pray on it first. Ask the Lord to open up your mind and your heart and your understanding and your wisdom, and to give it to you, Israel. This is plain upon tables. So from there, this is the whosoever is, and we're going to prove that is Israel. And the next chapter that we're going to go to is the book of Joel, Joel, not the book of Job. So you guys excuse this Baltimore accent sometimes. The book of Joel, Joel, chapter 2, verse 26 to 27. So the book of Joel, Israel. Joel. I want to make sure I'm saying it. Correctly. Oh my goodness. Yes. All right. Here we go. The book of Joel. Excuse me, Israel. The book of Joel. That's Amos. Yes. The book of Joel. So this is the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 26 to verse 27, Israel. And it reads, verse 27. And ye shall know that I am the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. Verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. Oh, excuse me, Israel. I apologize. I was supposed to read verse 26 to 27, but that's still good. All right, let me go back. And ye shall eat in plenty, and shall be satisfied, and praise the name of the Lord your God, that have dealt wondrously with you. And my people shall never be ashamed. Verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else. And my people shall never be ashamed. He put a possession. Yours, mine, that's a possession. He said none else. He didn't say any other nation, Israel. That's plain upon tables. We can't add to this word or take from this word. And you can find that at the end of Revelations. The next one we're going to go to, same chapter, since we already here. Same chapter, Joel, Joel, chapter 2. And we're going to jump down to verse 32. And it reads, and it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion and in Jerusalem shall be deliverance, as the Lord hath said, and in the remnant of whom the Lord shall call. That remnant is Israel. None else. That is Israel, plain upon tables. Let's go to the book. From there, we're going to go to the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19 through 20. The book of Psalms, Psalm. Yeah. Chapter 41, Israel. Lord willing, y'all being edified. This is clear. I'm clear. Y'all can understand me. And Lord willing, you know, he touched me to break this down to y'all brothers and sisters, properly. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19 to verse 20, Israel. And it reads, he showeth his word unto Jacob, and his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. Verse 20, he have not dealt so with any nation. Any nation. So we can't be saying, well, what about the nation of Japan? What about the nation of China? What about the nation of Russia? What about the nation of Europe? What about the nation of the Arabs? It says right here in verse 20, he have not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord. The only nation that he's dealt with is the nation of the 12 tribes of Israel, the northern kingdom being the 10 tribes, the southern kingdom being of Judah, Levi, and our little brother Benjamin. That's all, that's it. Plain upon tables, Israel. And last but never least, we're going to go to the mighty book of Acts, chapter 2, New Testament. Mighty book of Acts, A-C-T-S, excuse me, chapter 2. And we're going to start at verse 21 to verse 22. 21 to verse 22. This is whosoever. This is who the whosoever is talking about in John 3:16. This is a John 3:16 breakdown. I read from John 3:16 to 3:17. We went back up in context from John 3, from John 3, chapter 3, verse 1 through verse 4. Then we jumped to 10. And then from there, we eventually went from John 3, verse 14 to verse just because I don't want to misquote. Which one was it? Yeah, it was John 18 and 20. We also we went to John 18 and 20, but we went to John 16. Yeah, 16 was it? Yes. Excuse me. I apologize. We went to John chapter 3, verse 14 and 15. And all of this is just to prove who is the whosoever, who are the commandment keepers and the covenant keepers that it was given to, as well as who is the world. So this is our last chapter, the book of Acts, chapter 3 and verse 1 through 2. And it reads, this is the book of Acts, chapter 3. Chapter 2. Verse 21 to 22. Excuse me, Israel. Verse 21 to 22. The book of Acts, chapter 2, verse 21 to 22. Forgive me, Israel. And it reads, verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Verse 22. Context. This is very important. Please listen, Israel. No more confusion after this. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Yahshua of Nazareth, a man approved of the Most High among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which the Most High did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. Plain upon tables. Ye men of Israel, not ye men of any other nation. I'm not going to keep going through all the other nations, because we should know it's a child could understand this. We have reading comprehension and reading in context. We are very intelligent in Israel. Some of us are stiff-necked, and that's another chapter to go through. But I love y'all, Israel. Lord willing, y'all were edified. I pray that y'all having a blessed and a beautiful day. And just in case I did forget, and I apologize, Father, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to our Heavenly Abba Yahweh through his amazing Son, Yahshua HaMashiach, whom the world also calls Jesus. Lord willing, y'all having a blessed day. I pray that this was edifying. I pray that you go back and take your time and read through this Israel and read the chapters and take notes and just pray to the Most High God to give you an understanding, a righteous understanding, and give you the wisdom to be able to go through and break this down and understand it, not only for yourself, but for your loved ones and those of your friends as well who think that John 3:16 is talking about literally the entire world and all nations, which we just proved all things that it's not. Shalom, Israel. I love y'all, Israel. Have a blessed day. Shalom.